Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Fiverific Thursday live chat. I don't know why I did that. Can I not do that? Can I delete that? No, I can't delete it. All right, I'm just getting everything set up. You guys know the drill. That's a good sign. There's an ad that's popped up for me, so that means it's starting. So once the ad finishes, I just want to grab a quick photo or something. No, that's not going to work. Okay. All right. Sorry, guys. Okay, so how are you going? How has everyone gotten through their ads? Oh my God, I can't find my app because I watch the stream on my phone to make sure everything comes through. Kim didn't get an ad, but why didn't you get an ad, Kim? That's not what I thought I was watching. There you go. Now I'm going to have to watch another ad. That's annoying. Oh no. Okay, so I'm just going to double check that this... Did anybody get an ad? Crochet Clock got an ad. Fantastic. Okay, because that means that I didn't screw up and I did put ads on. You must be special. Andrea's ad is still going. That's so funny. Okay, guys, so I hope you can hear everything okay and see everything okay. We've got the birds. We got the heater, like that's the AC pumping out a bit of heat, and all that sort of stuff. So, you know, yay for having heat for a start. Hang on, that's just right in the way there. Get out of my way, little phone thing. All right, sorry about that. Cottage Keeper, I found all day long a lot of my usual podcasts or YouTube has unsubbed me from. Oh no, Cottage Keeper, that's terrible. Double check some bits and pieces. There's a bug in YouTube that makes it look like you've unsubscribed. So when you hit resubscribe, you've actually technically just unsubscribed. So go back in and just double check later, like not today, but another day, go back and have another look. So yeah, it's one of those things. I am running this from my home internet. It seemed to have good speeds this morning, and I have rain fade if I had used my other internet. But in all honesty, it wasn't an option because I sent that with Tim and Abby when they've gone on their trip to Melbourne, which they get home from tonight. Excuse me, I have no voice, but I'm good. And how are you? I'm good, Andrea. Thank you. I'm sorry to hear that you're sick. It's the worst thing when you're on holidays and the kids are home, but at least your kids are trying to be nice. Christine says, Crochet Clock's here. I just watched you yesterday and your fluffy yarn. Hey, Christine Little. Crochet Clock comes and hangs out with me and has fun. We have a good time. Andrew says, I have the house open. I'm boiling. It could be the fever. It could well be because it's quite cold, at least at my place anyway. So good morning to everybody who's in the chat. Hey, Daigo, how are you going? If someone could have a squiz and let me know the stats of how many we've got watching and how many people have hit the like. So a couple of little housekeeping things first is, as some of you are aware, probably all of you, I'm off to the Bendigo Sheep and Wool Show, which is, well, it's actually the Australian Sheep and Wool Show that's held in Bendigo. Bendigo is about 2,000 kilometres south from me. So it's quite cold there. It's quite cold. If we're cold here, I don't want to think about it. I'm going to freeze. I've got a puffer jacket that I bought from Macy's in the US that's rated to like Arctic. So, you know, that did me well last year. I literally did Bendigo last year in a t-shirt and that puffer jacket. So I was pretty happy about that. It's nice, especially when you're big, not to need like 5 layers because a lot of your layers sort of only just fit anyway. And then if you're trying to layer over them, your arms end up stuck because you can't bend your elbows. Anyway, it's one of those things. So I've got my jacket. My issue is more my legs. How do you people in the cold climates keep your legs warm? Like, is it literally just your thermals under your jeans? Because that's what I did one year and then nearly overheated. But that was a particularly warm year. Anyway, I'm going to sneeze. I can feel it coming. The housekeeping that I've got is that the fiberific.com.au website will technically be open, but the shopping carts will be closed. What happens is I take all of my stock with me to the Bendigo Sheep and Wool Show. So there will be nothing here and no one to pack orders. And then when I get back, I need time to basically do a full stock take and set everything back up again. So basically the web store is shut for 2 weeks as of tomorrow. Tomorrow at midday for those of you in Australia. So if there's anything out there that that you want to get, then get it. Something I had to do this week, which I hate it so much, but I had to put some price rises in. Basically, as of the 1st of July, a whole pile of laws changed in Australia in importing, and one of those is now every single item imported into the country gets a 10% general sales tax. Now, unfortunately, I was able to get under some barriers before. Those barriers have now been removed, and so I can no longer not pass those charges on. So I've had to have a bit of a price rise. So anything that's in the web store now, you might look at one thing, like say you're looking at like 40-inch circulars. One size might be $11, but then the very next size might be $14.50. And that's because of this big jump in prices. So between GST, the customs charges, and also not a very good dollar. Let's show that one, Chintamani. I just got asked if I, wanted that to come up, and I agree with your comment entirely. So yeah, so between a poor dollar, the GST and customs charges, I've had to have some pretty serious price rises. I was going to try and absorb some of it, and then after talking to some people about it, I was just like, you know what? At the end of the day, I can't absorb forever, so I'm just going to have to bite the bullet and put it out there, which is a little frustrating for me. I hate price rises so much. I really try and price things so that I can hold it at that price for a few years. I know it sounds silly. I don't do the annual price increases. But yes, I've had to do it, and I don't like it. I mean, it's not like I'm just doing it for, yay, more money for me. It's just because my costs have increased, which is kind of funny because I don't have an office anymore. Mind you, in saying that, I didn't increase the prices from when my business was at home to when my business was at the office. So, I'm such a savvy business person. So here we go. I should check out Flock's tights. I'll have to have a look at that if they do big sizes. Andrea says, I tried to convince Mum to say hi to you, but she'll be on a road trip somewhere. That's a shame. So there's 18 watching and 16 likes at that stage. Thanks, Kim. Andrea says, I used to wear leggings under my jeans on those cold days and warm socks. I'll have to have a look. There's fleece-lined leggings. Well, honestly, guys, my problem is my jeans only just fit, so I don't want anything too thick. Because otherwise I'm not going to be able to get my jeans up, so that's going to be another issue. Not holding back, say what we're all thinking. Yeah. Kim says, I'd rather you have price rises and go out of business. So would I, Kim, and that's basically what it boiled down to. My husband, when he's out in the cold, if it's going to be above 50, he will wear thermals. He will not wear thermals under his jeans. Personally, I'd put on a thin pair of leggings. So what's it going to be, guys? I don't have my calculator here. Last I heard, it's going to be about 2 degrees C. So I don't know what that is in F. So if someone could have a quick convert for me, that would be great. Crochet yourself some leg warmers and long sweaters. I don't think I've got time, Crochet Clock. I leave on Tuesday. Kim says you need to put the thermal leggings inside the jeans and pull them up at the same time. That's probably not a bad idea. Hang on a second. Who's being a troll? Did I miss a troll? Trolls are not welcome here. That's right. Trolls aren't welcome here, but I think I missed something if there's talk of trolls. We should publicly boycott Jerry. Do you know what? I boycott Jerry anyway. I'm not a fan. So for those of you that don't know, there is Jerry Harvey. It was the big. He runs some of the biggest businesses, retail businesses in Australia. He thinks he's the be all and end all. He's really not. I don't like him. I don't buy from his stores ever. I don't go to Harvey Norman. Except, I bought the couch from Harvey Norman, which I hated, but it was the only place that we could get it from in a reasonable time. Where are we? Emma says, we had -7 here the other morning and thin leggings under my jeans combined with warm torso and neck and hands was fine. Oh, fantastic. Thank you, Emma. I appreciate that a lot. So, because I've got thin leggings, I've got plenty of thin leggings. Because I'm Queenslander, everything's thin. Except for me. I'm not thin. So, I've got a couple of things. What was the other thing? There was more housekeeping. I should have written a list. Hey, I didn't write a list. But the website will be closed for 2 weeks as of Friday. That includes anyone who wants to do Bendigo pickups. So because I can't sort of pick and choose, it's either all or nothing. So I've had to go all. Yeah, so Daigo says it's 90 here. So yeah, it's winter for us. Look, winter for Queensland, like where I am. I'm in the southeast lower corner of Queensland, so even those who are further north in the tropics, our winters are not, they're not that cold. Like, I'm kidding, not kidding. I've got the aircon on, but that's just because our house isn't designed to deal with the cold. It's designed to deal with the heat. So it sucks all the heat out all the time. So in winter, it's not great. But I'm not kidding. I'm just wearing like a 3/4 length shirt, and I've got the heater on just because I'm a sook. But, like, the reality is it's not that cold here in Brisbane. Like, we're still getting 20-odd degree days. The thing is, the temperature drops overnight, gets cold in the morning, that takes a little while to increase back up. And today it's raining. So, you know, I've got a couple of things. But down south in Bendigo, now that gets real cold for Queensland standards. Leanne says it's a pretty great Queensland winter. Yeah, it has been. It's really nice. We've had a couple of cold weeks. It's probably the cold. Well, there was one week that was actually like a couple of weeks ago that was touted as the coldest winter days we've had in 14 years. So, Crochet Clock says your hair looks great. Did you change conditioners? I actually went to the hairdressers yesterday, and I've had a new colour put in. So, and so yeah, so they wash it, so I don't know whatever they use, but I had it all like, because I'm like, since I was 16 I started going grey, and it's only through the top. So when I was 16 I had this little spot here that was all like white hairs, like a little circle of 6 white hairs that came out, and then as time's grown it's gotten worse and worse now, so I'm only grey on the top. I'm not grey at the back or on the sides, although I've started noticing a little bit just here. But the rest of it's like, this is practically my natural colour here at the back. It's this really dark brown. So it looks really weird, like when my roots are growing through, because it's like white all over the top now. So what we did was, rather than the normal getting it back to what I feel is my normal colour, I was like, I'm bored, let's do something new. So we did this thing where we the hairdresser, put in all these foils and we bleached some. And then we, because I already had some other colours from last time. And so there's like ends that are coppery. But what we did, she put in this cool shampoo that made the bleach sections go this really cool purpley silvery colour, which I really love. So I'm very excited. Sorry about this, guys. I'm just looking at my hair. It's a bit messy. It's a bit fluffy this morning. Sorry about that. But yeah, so I really like it. So thanks for letting me talk about that. Kim says it's cold compared to us. It is. It's 11 at Echuca today. It's going to get cold down there. Yeah, Echuca is only about an hour away from Bendigo. So Kim says I'm naturally this colour. Lies. Totally lies. It was actually, Kim, it was photos of you that I showed the hairdresser when your hair had that cool sort of darkish purpley silver that you had. I'm like, I like that, but I don't want it all over. And so she was like, yeah, let's not do that. So yeah, embrace the grey. It's in. Well, that's kind of what. It's kind of getting to that point where I have to make these decisions, and dyeing it grey, well, silver, and then putting the purple over it was kind of like my stepping into dealing with the grey, because I'm not ready. I'm not ready yet. I can't. I've been fighting the grey since, you know, so what's that? That's for 24 years I've been dyeing my hair and fighting the grey. And I'm not ready to stop fighting yet. That's where I'm at. Hey Aria, how you going? Your temples are solid grey now? Well, as you can see, you know, I paid to have more of mine grey, so we'll see how that goes. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Oh dear. All right, so some of the things that we've got. So the yarn that we dyed in the last dye stream. Can't talk, hang on. Okay, the yarn that we dyed last week in the dye stream is dry, and it's ready for you guys to name. I'm terrible at naming things. I'm not sure if you've noticed. I'm rubbish at it. And these are such cool colours, and I want you guys to name them because I don't want to. That's basically what it boils down to. I don't want to. So let's go. I think I'll try and go in the order that we dyed. So I'm not 100. That was, so that one was second last. I think, okay, all right. So we started off with this one. So they're all pretty similar, and as you remember, like there was some differences between the pots, and one's a bit bluer than the others, but they're all along this sort of idea. So can you see that all right? Am I making it clear enough for you to see all the bits to see how you feel about it? So let me know. So that's the color one. So we will discuss. I'm here with the yarn labels all ready to go. I've just got to write the color name on. So I've got a pen somewhere I have a pen. Oh, there it is. There's my pen. That's a pen. I think I'll use, oh, I thought I had a different pen. That's all right. So yeah, so I think I have to double check, but I think we end up with about 6 of these, or similar. As I said, they're not all identical. Sally, me too. That was the thing. It was a particular Monet, I can't remember, but it's totally the Monet colours, isn't it? And because my dad's an artist, and so I grew up with art books all around and things like that. So my favourite artist is John Constable and what's the name? Something Bridget Riley. They're both totally opposite and different. I thought you didn't bother naming the one-of-a-kind colours. Look, I don't normally, but these are special ones. We made them together. So they're going to be called like YT for YouTube, and then colour names. So that if I can be like, if you want to see how we dyed this, you can watch this video. See, it's totally self-promo, you guys. Totally self-going. Sally, you're right. Monet's Gardens. What do you reckon? Do you think we should call this one Monet's Gardens? What do you think? I like that idea, Claire, because Sally's right. It's totally Monet's colorways. It's totally those sort of muted but bright at the same time. Yeah? It's not mermaid poo Oreo rocks. Gosh. All right. Okay, so we need, I want a vote. I wish I could do straw polls, but I don't know how. A vote for Monet's Gardens. So write yes or no, or yep. So we've got 2 for yes, 3 for yes. We'll keep watching and seeing how it's going. The other while this little vote is happening, I've got some blinglets that I've got here ready that we need to bag and tag. That sounds cool, doesn't it? That works. Yes, yes, yes. Everyone's happy with that? Excellent. So YouTube, Monet's Garden, and then tie it on, because then I won't forget which ones go with which, and I can name all the others, because I think there's like 6. So we've got Monet's Garden. Look, it's got a name on it. In my terrible handwriting. Next time I'll make more room. Okay. The next one we had was the blues and the greys. Now, remember how I was saying how when we did it in the pot and it looked really dark, and I was trying to explain that that's not how it would come out, because it would be all speckly and there was lots of white on the other side. This is how it came out. So it's really cool. And sign your label, it's cool. I'm keeping my sign label like forever. I don't know. I felt really weird doing that, Leanne. I really did. Like, I knew why you wanted it and everything, but I don't think I could do it for all of them. If someone asks, I'll do it. But it's I'm not comfortable. Thunderstorms. Here we go. That's Seaside Adventure. It is a little bit winter sky. Oh, that's, who said that? Chintamani. I quite like that idea. The blue is quite bright. I'm not sure if the camera's picking up how quite bright it is, but it's a very bright blue. It's a very bright blue. Water marbles. Oh, I like water marbles too. You guys are making it hard. I actually have another colorway that's a little bit similar, that this blue is a little greener. So I might be able to use one of them for that as well. Impression, sea glass. I've already got a sea glass, Jen, but I like sea glass. That's why I've used it already. Winter's Delight. Ooh, okay. You guys are making this hard. Last one was easy. Now this one's hard. I'm liking the winter theme. I really am. So why don't we go with... Oh, I think I'm going to go with Winter's Delight on this one. I've got another one that's on the dining table that's very similar, just a slightly different tone here. And I'm going to call that one Water Marbles. So I will totally, if I could run and grab it, but I will. So you guys, I'll be back in a second. I'm not sure what I'm blocking. It's probably a mess. Winter thunderstorms. Darn it, had to cook and serve. We've only just started. It's cool. There's more colours to name. Hang on. Hey, you be quiet. We're live streaming. Hey. I'm back. Oh, cool. I wasn't covering too much mess. All right. So, I know they seem very similar, but this is the one from the week before. And if I put them together, you might be able to see the difference. They would totally work together though. Look at this. So, the top one is the one with the green or blue. Or is it the bottom one? Or did I just grab the wrong yarn? I think I've just grabbed the wrong yarn, you guys. I did, I grabbed the same one. Oh dear. Alright, so we're going to go with, you're taking back your name. Which name was yours? I don't know which one was yours. Oh, all cute. Yeah, Georgie is cute when he's not barking. What room is this? This is my lounge room in my house because I don't have an office anymore. Let's go with, I like, yeah. Are you taking back Winter's Delight? So I can't use Winter's Delight. Let me scroll through and see what else I could. All right, I'm going with Winter Thunderstorm. So Sally, Winter Thunderstorm. I think I should just hire Sally to name all my yarns for me. YouTube, Winter. I might just call it Winter Storms because, you know, space. Winter Storms. This one is Winter Storms. Oh, hang on, I've got to click a button. Winter Storms. All right, out of the way, little yarny bits. You have names. Okay, the next one that we did was the Salmon and Brown. I didn't think I was going to like this one, but I really do. The camera's making the brown look a bit greenish. There's no green in it, really, just so that you know. So yeah, so what colour should we name this one? Let's see if we can not, you know, see if Sally gets to name them all or if someone else gets to choose a name. So yeah, I'm really shocked at how much I quite like this one. I didn't think I would, but I totally do. Yeah, it's really spiced pumpkin. I was, you know what, I was thinking something along those lines, or like a, you know, pumpkin latte or something like that. You know, where you put the pumpkin and then you have the cinnamon on the top. It looks like Neapolitan ice cream. Really? I think our screens are off. Autumn leaves, apricot pie. There's so, you guys are so good at this. I've got like a massive pile of yarn I need to name. Do you want to just help me name it all? Pumpkin Harvest, A Walk in Autumn. Oh, I like A Walk in Autumn. Copper Glow. Cottage. I think you need to refresh your window. Your comments are coming way late. Thanks, Kim. What's I don't know what spumoni is. Dessert. Crispy skin salmon. No, I'm not going to call it that. That's weird. Pumpkin latte? Yeah, I think pumpkin latte. Who thinks pumpkin latte would work with this? Now, you do have to remember, it's not quite as... The brown is definitely brown. I think more like cinnamon rather than whatever that colour is. Oh, it's a kind of Italian ice cream. Okay, I'll have to have a look it up. I'm thinking either pumpkin latte or A Walk in Autumn. I'm tossed up between those two. What do you think? Pumpkin latte or A Walk in Autumn? Ooh, this is very exciting. Now everyone's hungry. Yep, I got that. I'm getting ready to write a name. All right, YT for YouTube. YT. Autumn Party. Salmon Leaves. Oh, you can't just write yes, good. There were two choices. Autumn Stroll. Oh, I like Autumn Stroll. Autumn Latte. That works. I like how you're all saying autumn and none of you have said fall. I really appreciate that. We don't do fall in Australia. We have autumn. No, not YTT, just YT. Hey, Helen. Autumn Walks, Autumn Stroll. Yeah, I think Autumn Stroll, you guys. It's a nice compromise. Autumn. Can I spell autumn? Stroll. Okay. Got one more colour from last week. Because I think a lot of these there are only 3 of. There was a couple that there were 6 of. But the rest there was just 3 of. Don't tell the other North American folk I say that, okay. Alright, sure. It's our secret. Only the people that watch these videos. Which I don't think there's that many Americans anyway. Last colour. You ready? It was the fuchsia and silver in the pan. So you ready for it? So the screen's really making that fuchsia pop. It doesn't quite pop that much. But yeah, this is what it's going to be. I got the Wii Fit game the other day and apparently did so badly on the balance test that it asked me if I'd tripped over a lot. Oh, that's hilarious. That's so funny. Helen says, nice, never talked live anywhere before. Well, you have now, Helen. You reckon 80s? Kim's hair! That would be funny. Gosh, this chat's moving a little quick today. Scullony. What's Scullony? I don't know what that is. Someone tell me what Scullony is. I feel so uneducated today. Pink panther paws. Wouldn't they be black rather than silver? Like pink and black is what I'm trying to say. Kim's last. Oh, Scullin. Oh, of course. It's, yeah, because it's Scullony colours. Or Kimish. Kimish kind of colours. Bubblegum Fiesta. I don't know. Sorry, I'm just holding it down here. You can't see it. I'm just rolling it around. The chickens are outside the window, like, looking like this. In the window. Like, what are you doing in there? Let us go and get us some food. You didn't feed us this morning. We hate you. I'm like, I'll let you out. Go and forage, your lazy butts. Yes, it is. Burlesque. I like the idea, but I always think of something... Do you know, you're right. Because I always think of like a dark pink more than a hot pink. More like this part of it. Just call it mine. Sure, Emma, would you like to pre-order all 3? Just write Emma Bowes yarn. Razzmatazz. Hey, Angela. Burlesque. I don't know what that means. Is it like a barbecue but with burlesque? Oh, I'm so bad. Physical after that Olivia Newton-John clip. Oh my god. That's like burned into my brain so much. Nerdy loves this pink one so hard. So do I, actually. And I don't like pink. Do you know the colours we made last year? They're the only ones I've got left to skein. And it's like my subconscious is not... Because I've just made these 4 nice. It's like my subconscious doesn't want me to have these ready for Bendigo, because then I would just have to keep them. Pink martini, flamingo. Actually, it is quite flamingo-y, isn't it? Flamingos with their long grey legs and... Oh no, flamingos have orange legs. What am I saying? Last week? Like, as in calling it last week? I don't know. Did I say... My brain... It says it works for me. You're a shocker. Absolute shocker. Rock Panther. I like Rock Panther. Lawn Flamingo. Yeah, the pink one. Daigo. We're thinking of a colour name for it. I reckon Lawn Flamingos. Who came up with that? Where are we? I can't find it. There was... Kim had flamingo. And Vanessa says yes to lawn flamingos. Nerdy has lawn flamingos. Pink flamingos. I reckon lawn flamingos. Me, dude. Nerdy said it. Lawn flamingos. There we go. Oh, yeah, I see it. Yes. All right. Lawn flamingos. This one is lawn flamingos. Go away, chickens. You're freaking me out. YouTube. Lawn flamingo. There we go. We have all our colours. It reminds me of those hilarious lawn flamingos. I wish I had one on my lawn. Do you know what Abby is like? Whenever we go to Bunnings, which is our big local big box hardware stores and garden centre sort of thing, every time we go in, she's trying to buy lawn flamingos. And I'm like, nope, 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 nope. We totally should just get one. Finally, I chose one of your name suggestions. Well, there's just so many good names to choose from, Nerdy. It's not that anyone's suggestions are bad. There's just some that fit better than others. I really want that one. Sigh. Do you want to do some more coloured naming? Because I can just go and get some more. Or you can sit here and chat to me while I bag up Blinglets and double check that they're all glued. I have to roll them all in my fingers. At least it's not garden gnomes. They totally still make them in Australia. They do a lot of stuff, actually. So do you want to name more yarn, or do you want to chat with me while I bag Blinglets? Because both jobs I have to get done. So either way, it means I get to sit here and hang out rather than have to run away and do work. Let's do it. I don't know what that means. Let's do it. Like, let's name yarn. I could just go and get an armload of yarn. And then you can decide. All right. Hang on. Naming yarn. It's like, hi, welcome to the YouTube channel where we just have blank screen and no one's sitting there. I grabbed a few colours to name. Okay. Hey, Allegra. We're naming yarn. All right. Okay. So, because we're on that pink theme, I've got this other pink one that's just all shades of pink. It would actually work really well as a foil for this one. They're actually two different pinks, but I think they work well together. Hi Ida, how are you going? Ida's in Alabama, you guys. These ones have all got swing tags tied on because Tammy came and helped me out, which was awesome. Thank you, Tammy. But we didn't name them, so that is a lot of yarn. Oh my God, you have no idea, Andrea. I've got over 100 skeins, and so yeah, it's awkward. Cherry floss and musk sticks and cotton skating skirt. Oh, I like that one. Sugar walls. You guys are the best. I'm totally going to go back and watch this stream and just write down all these ideas for any future colours as well. Remind you of roller skating as a kid. I like skating skirt. It's something a bit different. And cherry floss, I like that too. It's too fun. Yeah, see, I like this because I was talking to a friend about it and she was like, I was like, oh, I've got all this yarn, I've got a name, and it's the hardest part for me. Sugar Rush. Oh, Sugar Rush. It's got to be Sugar Rush, right? Because it's such the right colour for Sugar Rush. But yeah, we were talking about it and she was like, isn't naming it the easiest part? And I was just like, nope, it's totally not. Oh, now that's hard. You guys, you're coming out with some amazing names. Notice as I went out to the mailbox, it was empty and I swore loud. I've been waiting all day. Oh no. I'm going to call this one Sugar Rush while I'm writing the name down. You guys can look at this one. It was one that I had the post up on Instagram where it was just all on the kitchen bench all coiled up. But you couldn't really see the differentials in the different colours. You couldn't see like the purpley bits and the little spots of blue and stuff like that. So we need to name that one as well. So so yeah, you guys think about this one. While I write Sugar Rush. Sugar Rush. I was not prepared to have extra stuff here. I've tossed it on the ironing board. Okay. Granddad's Sweater. Sonoma Sunset. Pinto, as in the horse colouring. Yep, I like that too. Nanamo bar. I don't know what that is. Yeah, Sugar Rush worked for that pink one, didn't it? Whatchamacallit. I love that. Because I have all those words, don't I? All my technical terms. Coffee beans. See, I just don't think it quite suits coffee just because of all the little splodges of other colours that are in there. That's all. Because there's little dots of blue through it. Shedding bark. Oh, I like shedding bark, Leonie. That's interesting. Where'd she go? What happened? Did I disappear somewhere? I don't think so. Nanaimo. It's a desert from Vancouver Island. Oh, there you go. Okay. Oh, you be quiet. Stop that. Don't do it again. It's totally going to do it again. Spices on the bench. What a theme. Paper bark. Yeah, I like the idea of paper bark as well. Shedding bark, paper bark. Oh, you want to see the colour again? Absolutely. Here you go. I'll just do a slow roll. Kim's so ready for the holidays to be over. Andrea says, go scum. Hey, Freaky Geek. We're naming colours. Welcome to the chat. Caramel Kisses, Caramel Crush, Gumtree Bark. I think I'm going to go with paper bark, you guys. I mean, I know there's little spots of blue and stuff, but yeah, I'm liking the paper bark. Does that one have a, it doesn't have a little thing. All right, hang on. While I'm naming the paper bark, this one requires a name next. It's got some orange, some green and orange and salmon. So that one's next. So I'm just going to write paper bark and then I'll lift it back up again. You guys are so awesome for helping me out. I really appreciate it. Hang on, I can't see. There we go. The ties are so thin. Citrus Breeze, Tequila Sunrise. I've actually got another one that, is it this? There's another one that makes me think a bit more of Tequila Sunrise. It's a bit brighter. That one makes me think of Tequila Sunrise a bit more. This one's a bit more subtle. I'm not sure. I've got the chat in the way. I can't see them side by side. Yeah, so they are a bit different. Like this one's heaps brighter. So, funnily enough, they were dyed using different colours, weeks apart. So, yeah, I have a theme. Stuff happens. Like when I did the blues and the greys the other week, I have another one that's very similar, but with a lot more, like it was under dyed with grey first. That's my sea glass. So what are we going with this one? Citrus Sorbet Campfire. I don't know about Campfire. Campfires to me are more oranges and reds. This is a bit pale. Definitely tequila for the other one. Yeah, I think so too. That's what I was thinking of when it was drying. I was like looking at it going, oh my gosh, that reminds me of Tequila Sunrise. I'll hold it up a bit higher and roll it around. Sunset Secrets. Yeah, I like sunset for this one. I could work with that. Like just as the sun's going down and the sky's fading, like because it's got all these colours where it's fading and it's going to go blue for the night sky. So sunset. Oh, I just knocked all the blinglets over. Good job, Chantel. So we named two. If it didn't have orange, I'd call it banana split. Yeah, well, I agree with you, but there's definitely orange. I'm going to call this one Last of the Sunset. Or Last Sunset Minutes. Here we go. Last Sunset Minutes. I think I've just... No, I didn't smear it. And this one is Tequila... What is it? It's Tequila... What? Tequila Sunrise? That's what it's called, right? My brain just went... Totally left me. Tequila... Someone tell me what the thing is. Tequila... Oh, and also how to spell tequila. Because everyone's spelling it differently and my brain hurts. So... Go away, chicken. Okay, Andrew's got it. Tequila. Doggy. Dog jumped up on me just as I was writing it. So instead of sunrise, I've got sun size. Okay, now for something completely different. We've got some crazy rainbow ones. So there's this one. It's probably a smidge on that Monet train again. This one makes me think, especially because of the blues and greens through it. Is it Monet who did the Ophelia floating in the water, in the bath with all the herbs and everything? Who did that one? I can't think. It was Monet. That's definitely his colour palette, isn't it? I love that painting. I read a story on how he did it and how he had her lay in a massive bathtub and they had all candles under it to keep her warm. Confetti puddles, water lilies. I like water lilies. Pony Express because it makes me think of My Little Ponies. Oh, yeah. We could just go with My Little Pony because, you know. What'd Kim say? Tutti Frutti? Don't know. I don't think Crochet's upset. I don't think so. Oh yes, the reef. See, this one's a bit more reefy because there's two different ones. So this one's probably more reef. I like that reef for that one. Or we could just call it barrier reef because it's got the right blues and the yellows of the coral. So I reckon this one's barrier reef and this one can be My Little Pony. So barrier reef, My Little Pony. All right. The Ophelia painting is... Oh, it's Malay. I'm sorry. Thank you, Chintamani. Barrier Reef. I could do an undyed one for bleached reef, hey? Bleached coral. Sorry. Bad environmental joke. What are we going with this one again? My Little Pony. All right, I got those. Then we have this one, which is sort of grey, purplies and creams and silvery colours. I don't know what to call this. I really like it though. So you have to come up with ideas because I want this one to have in my... Oh, FYI, I don't call anything lavender because then I can't... Then my brain automatically thinks it's bad because I'm allergic to lavender. Just so you know. Purple Passion. I don't know, I always think of... Stop it with the lavender, you guys. Or maybe you haven't... Actually, I've just realised it's probably a time delay. Purple Violet Haze. Oh, I like Moody Bruise. I'm not quite sure. I like that idea, but I'm just not quite sure if it's dark enough. It is almost blurple, but not quite. Not quite. I seriously considered dyeing the Fibrific rainbow colours. Orchid's Dream. I like Orchid's Dream. What do you guys think of Orchid's Dream for this colour? I like Orchid's Dream. Silver Plums. Grape Escape. Oh, Grape Escape! Oh my god, that is awesome, Nerdy Stitcher. I'm not going to call it almost blurple. It's not quite enough. I'm going to wait until I can do a blurple and get it. Like, let's just go the colours. Oh, now I'm torn between Orchid's Dream and Grape Escape. Because, like, pun. Grape Escape. Yeah, let's go with Grape Escape. Grape Escape. Because it's fun. Yeah, I'm with you, Allegra. Alrighty, next is this one here, which is probably just about as bright as the screen. It's like a really pumpkin-y colour with greens and greys over it. I don't know what to call this one. It was a save. I had 6 of this colour and it was the wrong colour for something, so I overdyed it. I don't know about mustard. Does mustard have green bits? Grasshopper Leap. I like Grasshopper, although it's probably a bit yellow for... Oh no, grasshoppers can be yellow as well as green, can't they? So it's a yellowy orange colour. It could technically be classed as either. Pippin Poppycock. Hey, how's it going? We're naming colours. Sour Sobs. I don't know. I always think of sour as a bad thing. Avocado Squash. Grandma's Pickles. Oh, I like that idea, Claire. Pickles. It totally reminds me of Grandma's Pickles. Reminds me of my pickles. Sunflower Fields. It'd be weird because this is the sunflower yarn base, calling it Sunflower Fields, I reckon. I like pickles. Grandma's Pickles. What do you think? Pickles? I'm just going to call it Pickles, not Grandma's Pickles, just because I don't have to write it all out because I've got 3 of these, I think. Pickles. I'm still on the purple white colour yarn. I don't know why it's so laggy for you, Daigo. I'm sorry. I'm going to write Pickles. It's called Pickles. I'm sorry. Captain's called that one. Welcome to Australia. This one here, we have 6 of these. And I love them a lot, and I don't want to part with any of them. I'm thinking of keeping them all. So come up with a good name for me, will you? It's like a teal under dye with total speckles over the top. I love the Grape Escape. I thought it was great. So it looks maybe a little bluish there. It's definitely a bit more tealish. I'm just double checking that we haven't already done one like it. We haven't, no. Daigo's gonna be back. Poor Daigo. I'm so sorry this is happening to her. Crayon party. Moonshine. That reminds me of a dress Issy used to wear all the time, so I'm going to say Issy's dress. Box of paints. Mermaid Cove. These are good. I like some of these. Mermaid Cove. Where are we? It has got splashes of colour. Lots of pink to yellow. I'm torn between Issy's dress and Mermaid Cove at the moment. Hey Kim Nelson, welcome to the chat. We're naming this colour. So if you've got an idea, drop it in. Ida likes Mermaid Cove as well. Nerdy's got Dolphin Twilight. It's another Monet inspired. Look, Sally, I love Monet. I love all the Monet colours and Malay. And I don't know, it's something about those tones. It's the light. It's the light. Toddler's Gone Bad. No. Amethyst Mist. I don't know. Yeah, I definitely have a thing about that colour palette that Monet uses. Inspirational Teal. No, I'm still torn between Mermaid Cove and oh, I lost it. Where's it gone? I forgot what the other one was. Mermaid Cove and hang on, I'll scroll up. Scroll up. Oh, Issy's dress. Issy's dress. Miner's Dream. Oh, Monet's Dream. Parasol. Emerald Isle. Oh, Amethyst Mist for the purple one. Oh, sorry. Thank you. I like Parasol as well, but I always think of soft pinks when I think of a parasol for some reason. Water Lily? Yeah, with all the blues and the greens, and I like these splotches of depth of colour. I think Water Lily. What do you guys think of Water Lily? It's the not quite our last one. We've got one more after this. Well, it's just not very blue. That's all nerdy. It's more of a teal than a blue. Monet's Lagoon. I'm okay with Water Lily. I dig it. Clown Vomit. Oh, come on now. Water Lily. Let's go Water Lily. Oops, I knocked the Blinglets again. I spelt Lily with 2 L's because I'm stupid. And my daughter's best friend's name is Lily. Okay, there's actually 2 more left. There's this one also, which I really like. It's really subtle, with little splashes of salmon again and little dots of blue. So what do you think of this one? I'll bring it up. There we go. Beep, 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 beep. Salmon and dots of blue. Are you guys bored naming colours? I'm loving naming the colours. Yeah, I really like this one too. I have to double check. I think there's 3 of these, or there might be 6. I'd do 3s and 6s. I'm looking at Monet's paintings. Parasol came from one of those. I don't think it's quite... Yeah, I was going to say nerdy. I don't think it's strawberry mint. It's definitely mint more orange. It's like definitely sort of orange and blues and cream. Marshmallow. Orange blueberry fizz. Tangerine mist. Apricot something. I totally should call it apricot something. That would be great. Salmon ladder. Blueberry caramel apricot swirl. Look, you guys are inspired by this colour, aren't you? Orange soda. Something. Water lily. Is that supposed to be water lily? But we just named one water lily. Orange soda. I'm really liking the idea of apricot something. What do you guys think? Apricot something. Let's name it. Oh dear. It cracks me up. Every time someone looked at it, they'd just be like, you just couldn't come up with a name. And be like, no, we went through lots of names. We chose apricot something. Beach sandals. Oh, I like beach sandals. But I don't think it works with this colour quite. Our beaches are definitely more golden. Appleberry cream, as in blueberries. Apricot something. Oh dear. I'm torn with this, and I'm going to put it aside for a second while we have a think. Apricot fizz. I don't know. Apricot something's just really like stuck in my head. We've got this last one here to name. So yeah, I like this one. It was dyed grey first and then had the stripes of the pink and the black put over the top of it. I think we're going to go with apricot something. Apricot something for the other one. So you guys have a think about that while I go with apricot something. Oh, it doesn't have a tag. Hang on. We'll see if people actually look at the colour names. Some people really do, and some people really don't. And so it's really funny when someone looks at it and they get it and they look at you like, It didn't tighten properly. Hang on. Come on, little tiny strands of thank you. Tininess. Where is the what? So we've got this one. I think there's like 6 of these. I really like these. I'd use them. I'm having a really hard time with this latest, like this last couple of weeks of dyeing that I've been doing. And I just... Did I know that Monet had over 1,900 pieces of artwork? I knew he had over 1,000. I didn't realise it was over 1,900. But yeah, it's like there's always colours that I want to keep. Like there's always some that'll be like, oh, I could make this, that, or I could do that. But this time round, I'm like, I want that, and I want that, and I want that, and I want that, and it's just really hard. So I've got a couple more days of dyeing and that I can do. So I'm going to do up some semi-solids just to match some of these colours. So I'm going to do some of this fuchsia, some of the dark grey, some of the blue, some of the green, and just as semi-solids, just so that we can match the colours and not just have all speckles, because I love speckles and stuff, don't get me wrong, but you need other stuff to go with it. So yeah, I'm totally going to do that. There is the Panther Pass or the Traxor. There is Gem and the Rockstars. I've never heard of Gem and the Rockstars. I'm going to have to Google that. At least some of them were on camera, so you have a record of how to redo them. Absolutely, yeah. And some of them I actually, like the ones I didn't do on camera, I took photos of as I was working on them. Allegra says, yes, please don't speckle all the things. I find it really difficult to use. Yeah, see, I'm the same. I don't mind a speckle. And so I've got some gradient packs, not gradient, I've got some kit packs that I'm going to be doing, and they'll have 1 speckle and then 2 contrasting semi-solids. Spooktacular. I like Spooktacular. Yeah, see, and I agree, Allegra, because like, especially like I need a lot of lace, and speckles and lace don't really work very well. That's where your semi-solids definitely work better for lace. I'm a sucker for gradients. Yeah, I like gradients, but I'm not real good at them. I mean, I get them and I can do them, but I don't enjoy doing them is probably more what I should say. Yeah, so yeah, Allegra, and like having some of those amazing shawls that are coming out at the moment with like your sections of lace and section of plain knitting and stuff like that, where they'll have different colors and then a bit of speckling or something like that. That works, but you don't want the whole thing, because it would just be like, wow, there is so much going on and you can't see the lace. And yeah, when you work lace, no, I do not, freaky geek, I made that mistake. Starting to go in cables, Lydia, where variegated yarns still don't work. No, they don't, because they hide the cables. Okay, like variegated yarns are very, very good for plain knitting, to boost plain knitting. So yeah, it's one of those things. Oh yeah, I have one of the leather measuring bands as well. I love that too. Purple fizz. Oh, it's definitely fuchsia. Maybe we could call it fuchsia fizz. No, I don't know about this one. It's special. Stormy fuchsia, fuchsia storm, fuchsia storm. I'm up for that. What do you guys think? Fuchsia storm. I'm up for fuchsia storm on this one. I've already written it down. You can't change my mind. It's done. It is done. There we go. We've named a pile of colours. We've named 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 colours, you guys. Thank you. Fuchsia Storm. So that's it. I've got more colours over there, but I'd have to do a lot of digging to find the ones that aren't these. So next job is Blinglets. You probably won't be able to see what I'm doing too much. I'll lift it up. So what I do is the first job with the Blinglets you've seen me do before, and that's where I wire them. So I will put the bead onto the wire, and then I bag them up. And then what I do is I go through and glue them. I use a cement, like a jeweler's cement, what they use to keep the diamonds in your diamond ring, basically, on the Blinglets. And then I have to set them to cure. So I put them in this little, I can probably tilt that up. So a very technical skewers in a tray. And then I set them to cure for a couple of days. And then what I do next is I go through and I just sort of twiddle them around, because if they move, they're not totally cured, and that means the glue could either come undone. Some of these are not in the right spots. They could either come undone, or they could just not be ready. Hang on, I'll show that, Allegra. Oh no, its yarn has to be totally soft, Sally. I think I missed something. Kebabs. Yeah, the little skewer sticks. My little and like, because people ask, why do I use different things instead of, oh, see that one's really loose. That one will need re-gluing. So yeah, so I get asked why I was why I do use different things that I use. Like, you know, there's proper tools and equipment that you can buy for this stuff. But at the end of the day, I've got this stuff at home, and I don't need. So I'm also, like, sometimes there's a little bit of extra glue on the outside, so I pick that off too. This is like a little what do you call it? It's like a little. When you're testing, quality testing. So, and then what I do after this is in each pack, so we've got our very special Blinglet pieces of paper, and I string them onto there, and I mark, we're doing large ones at the moment, so I mark them large, and I've got colour names for all of these, so I don't have to invent them again, thank God. So yeah, so I've just, you know, I pick the glue off and I make sure they're lined up how I want them lined up. Not that she's fussy about what she sells. Yeah. Yeah, the new cards. Yeah, they look great, don't they? I really like them. I used to have 5 different sizes in Blinglets, and so I had the last batch of cards printed up. Blinglets are a stitch marker that I make. I find them to, like, I'm a bit fussy with stitch markers, like everything else, and so yeah, they're little just and I glue the bead over the join so there's nothing to snag on your yarn. So yeah, I really like them. Not everyone does. You can't use them for crochet because, you know, they'd be permanently placed because they don't open and close. They're only really good for knitting. Where are we? Yeah, you slip them between your needles. Those things on sticks. Yeah. Thanks, nerdy. Freaky geek. Yeah, look, I really like them, and because I do a lot of lace knitting, I am really fussy about the stitch markers I use. I don't want the lace weight yarn getting caught inside the stitch marker or the stitch marker moving, because sometimes if your stitch marker is too small, it can slide under, and then you, especially if you're using a stitch marker near a yarn over, it can move a little bit, and these do sometimes, but not very often. But yeah. Alright, so I've got, those ones are all good. We've got one of those that need re-gluing. And what I tend to do is, because I sell them in batches of 11, you get 10 of one colour, 1 of an extra colour. So when I'm setting up to glue, I glue an extra 4. So that if I've got a couple like this that need re-gluing, I can still get a few sets out together. Kim still has her bind off row to go. So we're going to do the amethyst colour next, this one. That's a little bit blurplish, isn't it? If I hadn't already named these, I'd probably go with blurple. And then how many colours? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I only did 7 colours the other day, so I don't have enough to make any mixed batches yet. Oh, I missed some chat. Sorry, guys. Notice that I can't see my knit two togethers on. I ordered a book from Amazon on June 29th and still don't have it before they stopped shipping here. 12th, yeah. You guys be careful, like if you're in Australia and you're ordering stuff from overseas, and it's coming through Australia Post, it doesn't matter the delivery date, it's still going to get held up at customs, and you will get a letter from Australia Post telling you that you need to pay your GST. So yeah, it's a lot of fun at the moment, and I mean, one big problem is Australia Post don't know what the hell they're doing, and so they snail mail everything, so it takes forever. Like if you've got something held up in customs, they won't send you an email or ring you, even if all that information is on your parcel, which it should be. They will snail mail you. And so, you know, you could be waiting and you end up getting a letter that's a photocopy of a photocopy of a photocopy. It's dreadful. And then you've got to contact them back to pay. Like I had a parcel that had to come through DHL that I had to pay customs and GST on. And I'm not kidding. I got an email with a, you know, here you go, pay it here. And I'm not like, I got the email, I noticed about 10 minutes after it hit my inbox. I paid it. Within 5 minutes, I had another, like another parcel of, another email just saying, hey, it's shipping and you'll get it tomorrow. And like, I'm like, holy cow. Nerdy says, for some reason, I've yet to have to pay custom fees on anything that I've bought. Is that loose? No, that one's not loose. I'm just sliding my fingers. Yeah, it's... Aussies have a question for you. If I sent a care package, like full of American candy over for Australia, for the caffeinated crafters, would you have to pay GST on it? You shouldn't have to, as long as you write that it's a gift or something like that. Don't put on any sort of commercial value, because then we will have to pay GST on it. So yeah, you need to, you definitely need to mark it as a gift. But they would scrutinize it heavily to confirm. Yeah, probably. I could probably blow $200 with Fiberific and it would sail through USA customs without a problem. Yep, that's right, because we can export stuff out, no worries, but importing it at the moment, nightmare. And like there's even, I put out a post the other day, because at the moment we've also got some issues happening. Like there was, on the 1st of July, that's our financial year change in Australia. They brought in a whole pile of new rules, which was the GST on all parcels rather than the $1,000 threshold. And they also made some changes to importing yarn and fibres. So now you have to show source of origin, which you sort of always had to do, but now it has to track back to the farm to prove that that particular farm is good. And some people can show that and some people can't. And I'm not sure if some of my suppliers can have that documentation or not. So I don't know if my stuff will get through. So I may have to find some more suppliers, which is frustrating. Oh, you guys can't, sorry, I've just realized I'm doing this all down low and you can't see anything. You can just listen to me blathering on. I've purchased from Hong Kong and China and the UK a few times. Always takes 2 weeks. Wow, you're really lucky. Could take anywhere up to 3 months in Australia with Australia Post. The funny thing is oh, that one needs glue. It can land, like it can ship out of the country of origin really fast and then take 2 to 3 weeks just to make it through customs or whatever. Sometimes it's faster, but I don't hope for it unless I'm using a courier company. UK and EU is pretty quick, much faster than from the US. Yeah, totally, I agree. If I get t-shirts and things like that, it's very awkward. They take quite a long time, and it could be because I'm getting t-shirts and they're from my size, so they're quite large. All those ones are good. So let's. So what I do is I have my little card, and then I've got somewhere a little marker. These are large. So I circle, I put a little dot in the large, bing, and then we're going to bag up some gold. Bag up the gold, everybody. So I write gold on the back. And then I get my little string. Freaky Geek knows, nerdy. Freaky Geek's just torturing you. And then we put 5 of these on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How do you do the card tone? Because I can never release the blinglets from the card without them actually going anywhere. Alright, well hang on a second. I don't know if I can show you what I'm doing, but I'll try my best. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright, so then what I do is I've got my 11 blinglets, and then I poke them through the card, and then I literally lay it, like I pull them up tight, and then I will tie a bow. So I lay the card down flat, and then tie just a standard, stock standard everyday shoelaces bow, single bow. I just make it quite tight, and then I pull the strands in so that they don't show out the edge of the side. Hang on, I'll lift it up and show you the back. And it's just a bow, and then I'll just trim these edges. So Allegra, if you just lay it flat and then undo the bow, you can lift up the card and they'll all be sitting there without having gone everywhere. Got my scissors, trim the bow. Get a plucky bag. Oh, that was the other thing I did yesterday. So for those of you that are going to Bendigo, I have a raffle. So I got my raffle tickets all printed and cut up. So if you spend over $80 on the stall, you get a raffle ticket and you go into prize. I've still got to make up all the signs actually. I remembered, like I got a sign for the raffle box, but I didn't actually make a sign saying what the prizes were. So that was a bit stupid on my behalf. So yeah, and then I curve it in, drop it down, poke it in, make sure all the strands are tucked in and sealed, and that's ready to be added into the little bucket with the others. I've got dark crystal already and some lavender, says Chantel, who never names anything lavender, and then a gold one. Sally really wants to go. You want an entry Well, you can't have an entry. It's for Bendigo goers. Are you going to Bendigo? Because you can't have an entry. Oi, dogs, calm the farm. The dogs really want to go outside and the cat really wants to come inside. Okay, so then next one. Mark the large. Can you hear the dogs tap dancing? Stop tap dancing. And Jazzy's at the back door yelling like, let me in. I want to come in and sleep on Abby's bed one more time because Abby gets home tonight. We'll do up a lavender one, so it's the opposite. I tell my dog to calm her farm too, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I quite often get asked if I feel that $10 for 11 stitch markers is reasonable. And it's like, dude, do you have any idea how long these things take to make? Like with all the little steps that you've got to go through. It's 2, 3, 4. Hey, George. He's jumping up, trying to get up on my lap. So there's another string of them ready. 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 5. There we go. Abby got me a fridge magnet. Oh yeah, she told me. She showed me. I've seen your fridge magnet. Hang on. The colour is not affecting the great flavour. I plan to eat just a few spoonfuls. Have I missed something, Elaine? I've missed something, haven't I? What are you eating? The Blinglets are adorbs. Thank you, Nerdy. I love them too. I only use Blinglets and lockable stitch markers for crochet. That's it. I've got all these other cool ones that I've made and I've been gifted and I keep them, but I just don't use them. I only use Blinglets. Nerdy says she's bought 4 stitch markers for that price. Oh, there you go. I think sometimes, like, I quite often get the people who are like, I just used a strand of thread, and you're just like, yep, well, you were never going to buy a Blinglet, are you? Or any kind of stitch marker. There we go. I've tied the little bow and I'm trimming the edges. Would have been really nice to have the camera set up over the top for this, wouldn't it? Tell them though. Oh dear, I don't think you realise how many messages she sends me. Look, I have a fair idea. I don't know exactly how many, but I do see some of it because I do go and have a look on her phone, but she's away at the moment, so I don't know if Tim's watching it as much as I would. Tell them they were created in a Chinese. They weren't created in a Chinese workhouse. That's actually a very good point because, you know, they were created in a Queensland workhouse. There we go. Oh, I didn't write the name on the back because I'm a goober. Lavender. Are these lavender ones or are they amethyst? No, they're lavender because the amethyst is a bit pinkier. Lavender. Did I spell lavender? Is it L-A-V-A-N-D-E-R or L-A-V-E-N? Let me have a look. Hang on. No, E-N. That's fine. If I spelled it incorrectly, I've spelt them all the way. You need an artisan-made sign for the Blinglets. I need something. I need something. Although in saying that, like, there's, like, what happens is there's always a few people who are like, oh my God, these are so expensive. And they stand there like having a whinge. And people do that over hand-dyed yarn, over hand-dyed fibre. Like, why would you spend this much for that? And then you've got the people who are just like trying to shove them out of the way because they want in. And I started making Blinglets, what's it now, a couple of years ago? And there's some red ones. And then, oh, have you guys seen the obsidian ones? Hang on. I love the obsidian ones. Because I don't work with a lot of really dark yarns. They really stand out. Yeah, slapping artisan on anything sounds fancy. It really does. It really does. Allegra, I admit I do that internally with an 80-20 4-ply that's 40. Look, 35 is pricey, but I'm talking people who were like looking at the sunflower sock yarn when it was $25 going, no. Chintamani says I need some obsidians. Yeah, I love the obsidian. I love, like, it's nearly like I think of it as like an oil slick over the, I mean, it's not an oil slick, but that's how it makes me think. So yeah, so what happens is you'll get your 10 of your main color, but then you'll get one of a different color, and that's totally random. Kim says, I think I have some of those. You might well do, Kim. I trialed them before. And I'm not sure if they're up on the website or not. If they are, they've only been there a little while, or they may actually be up there, but no stock. I blew almost $60 on a gradient purple pack of yarn. It's sparkly. Yeah, but it's a gradient pack. Like, how many grams is in that? It wouldn't be 100 grams. It'd be more than that, right? That's why I'm having so much problem selling my makes. Nobody doesn't like the pricing and obviously doesn't appreciate the handmaids. And that's why I don't sell my handmade items. Like, I mean, I sell the yarn and I sell the blinglets, but I don't sell anything I make because I don't want that. Allegra says if it was 150 grams or more, that's acceptable. Totally, I agree, Allegra. Because A, it's a gradient, and B, 150 grams. Kim, I've heard of self-striping, but not self-knitting. So, yeah. Nerdy's going to go and check. He's got some glue on them. Thanks for keeping me company while I'm doing all this work, you guys. I really appreciate it. Some of these jobs get a bit just like meh when you're doing them by yourself. So it's nice to have someone to chat to. Also, gradient yarns are a pain in the butt, so it's totally acceptable that they cost more. Yeah, agreed. I agree. I charge $45 for my... Was it 45? Or 35? It was 35 for the rainbow gradient, when normally I would charge like 28 for that one, for that particular yarn base. But it was just so much extra work. Oh no, that one's totally backwards. Hang on, can I fix it is the question. Oh, the beads around the wrong way. Hang on. Thank you for giving me a reason to ignore my kids. No problems anytime. Oh, this one's not going to move. There we go. Now it's slowly moving. Total yard 760. So that's a 4-ply. So that's 200 grams, right? Is that about right? One small obsidian in stock, apparently. There you go. That one's going to have to go aside. I can't move it. I might have to keep that one. What a shame. I keep all the rejects for myself. Like, sometimes they've glued on, they've cemented into the wrong place. Yeah, that's nearly 200 grams, Nerdy. That's $60. That's all right for, like, that's fine. I'd pay that for 200 grams. Superwash Merino Lurex. Yeah. Yeah, it's tax. You've got to work out the total amount. Got glue everywhere. Got messages happening. I don't know what they are. Okay. Well, where are we at? We're at 11:30, you guys. We took a lot longer with the old... we're not quite at 11:30. Let's make up a pack of obsidians. I've got to go. My head hurts. Nissy's decided to play the Wii right in front of me. Oh, thanks, Andrew. I really appreciate that. And I hope you feel better soon. I really do. Tell us about Bendigo. I don't think of anything like it around the VA USA. So it's basically Bendigo Sheep and Wool Show is sort of like our Rhinebeck. So if you know much about Rhinebeck, that might be helpful. But basically, it is our biggest sheep and wool show in Australia. So there's a massive convergence. So there's fleeces that get judged. There's sheep that get judged. I believe some people even sell sheep there. There's the sheepdog trials. There's displays of like all different kinds of sheep. There's so much stuff. And then you've got the big fancy sheds, which I'm not in the big fancy sheds, and that's where all like the fashion shows happen and things like that. And then you've got so they're big like proper market hall sheds. And then you've got like all the different woolcraft area, which is what I'm in, where it's all the small businesses. that do all their own hand making stuff, but there's just so much going on. I don't know about a state fair. This is national for us. It's not a statewide one. People come from all over Australia to bring their sheep and their what have yous. See, I totally didn't mark this at all. Large obsidian. There we go. I need a string. My fancy strings. Totally fancy they are. It's hang on, my mouse thing's in the way. It's kind of like that, but it's all about fibre, where it comes from, the animals, items created. Yeah, it sounds like a judgy time. A judgy time? I don't know what it means. Do you have Netflix? Yes, I do. I've been watching Anne with an E. There's tons of knitted objects in that show. Oh, Georgie, don't do that, buddy. You poked me in the sore spot in my leg. I haven't seen it. Like, I know, I see that it's there. See, because that's the other thing for you guys to remember is just because you have it on Netflix in the US doesn't mean we have it on Netflix Australia. We have got a much diminished selection than you guys. It's very disappointing. I mean, it's still good. I still pay for it. It's still usable. But you guys get way more stuff on your Netflix than we do. But yeah. But Anthony is probably not the kind of stuff I would normally watch. I've seen promos for it. 2 for 5. So obsidian, I'm tossing up between putting an amethyst with this one or a gold. I don't know. I'll probably end up doing one of each actually. I'll do a gold first. And then I'll do not amethyst, they're lavender chantel. You've been watching Night Shift, which is Oz, yeah. Yeah, there's some Australian content on Netflix. My dog's about to lose their minds because the postman's going past. He goes past in his little postman motorbike. Oh no! And the trick is not to drop them because they all come off the string and you have to start again. So 3, 4, and 5. This must be so exciting for you guys to watch. Riveting content at Fiberific. Me and my friends were speculating on the yarn weight gauge stitch count. For what is my question? Because that's different totally. Yeah, it's totally a reboot of Anne with Green Gables for sure. Right. Hang on, I've got a tie bow. I have to concentrate. What I'm using for my ties is basically cobweb weight silk. Tadpole. If you look at it, so it's my tadpole yarn base, which is 3,000 yards per 100 grams. And so I get cones of that. And sometimes there's not enough for 100 grams, so I'll use whatever is there. Like, say there's like 50 or 60 grams. I'll wind it off into a big, like into a circle, and then cut it into little strings so that it doesn't go to waste, because there's wastage. What happens is yarn comes on cones. You might pay for a kilo, but you can't do 9 skeins because I don't want to risk a 99 gram skein. I'd rather give a 101 gram skein. So there's always like that one skein at the end that's just not quite enough. There we go. The plastic's making it hard to see. That's the new Blinglets. I love the new packaging for the Blinglets. I think it's gorge. Gorge! If you buy enough Blinglets and keep the ties, you could make a beanie for a mouse. Okay. Jazzy, be quiet. Jazzy's at the kitchen door yelling. Hi, Daigo. We're still going. I'm going to head up soon. Not head up. What do you call it? End up. End the stream soon. Give me, like, I'll finish off this particular packet of obsidians with the lavender middle bead. I can't count and talk, it turns out. Jazzy. You can hear her. She's so loud. She's not normally loud at all, actually. Like, other than the occasional single loud meow, she doesn't really do noises much. So she must really want in. Do Australians ever use the word toque? Not normally. We're much more beanie people. I mean, I'm sure there's some Australians that do, but general population, no. How's that for a definitive answer? The answer is no. Hang on. Let me just double check I've got enough. 2, 4, 5. 1, 2, 4, 5. Yep. Alright, now I need a label. An obsidian. Yeah, I just didn't want black. How's that cool? Like, how's that? Like, I don't want black. Let's call it obsidian. I never hear toque. Yeah, it's definitely, or toque. I don't know how to say it. My cat can get really, oh no, I've got Mr. Tibbles. Mr. Tibbles makes up for that. Mr. Tibbles, there's a YouTube video that I've done about Chow Gu, and I've got some photos of Mr. Tibbles and about how evil he is. Because he used to eat through my Lightpro cords. So that's why I use the Chow Gu red cords now. I don't even use the Chow Gu nylons because I think it could get through them. I'd never even heard of toque until I had looked up beanie patterns a few months ago. Yeah, me neither. It wasn't until I started going to Ravelry and I couldn't find beanies and someone suggested that I look for, I've always said toque, but toque, whatever. Snip, snip, unpackage. Snip, snip, unpackage. My American husband has started using Canadianisms and it cracks you up. That's awesome. And the other day he spoke in metric and I was like, what? I love metric. Metric is so much more accurate. Even American scientists and engineers use metric. There we go. It's the last packet of obsidians that I'm going to do. Guys, I'm going to end off the stream and just finish off this little job, and then I've got parcels to pack and more yarn to dye and skein and what have you. So yeah, it's back to more blinglet making, and then yeah, because I've just made some larges and then I want to make some more mediums and some more smalls. So if I get those glued today, I can get them packaged Sunday night. It's one of those things that needs 2 days to set. Ideally, I can normally squeak it through at 24 hours, but I prefer to give it that extra day. And then, because of what they are, I can actually pack them into the car. Like, I can work on these on Monday night. So I leave at about 6 AM Tuesday. So basically the only thing I take out to the car is myself and my luggage. And then even then it's just my overnight bag. I've got my suitcase already packed in the car so that I can just sneak out the driveway and leave without upsetting anybody. Especially George, if he sees a suitcase leave, he gets upset. So I leave at 6 AM on Tuesday morning for Dubbo. I arrive at Dubbo. If you follow me over on Facebook, if you follow Fibrific or if you're in the Fibrific Fun Zone, I'll be putting up little bits and pieces while I'm traveling. I'll try and do some little impromptu live streams as I'm traveling around, because I've got to drive, I'm crossing, 2 states? So I leave Queensland, go through New South Wales and into Victoria. And so yeah, so that's about, I think it's 2,000 kilometers or thereabouts that I'll be driving. And so yeah, so what I can do is with the blinglets, as long as I've got them all cured and my little workstation set up, which I've got, I can do them on Monday night, last thing. So I'll try and get a couple of each, like say 10 of each already done before then, and that can be like the, okay, now I've got time to do extras. Dubbo Zoo is amazeballs. Dubbo Zoo is amazeballs. I went a couple of years ago. So yeah, yeah, that's right. There'll be no YouTube live next week or the week after. So there's 2 weeks where there's no live, you guys. But in the meantime, I'll try to set some extra up. I'll just do some little impromptu streams. So make sure you've got your notifications bell on. Do you always drive to Bendigo? Yes, I do. I need to take my stock. Because I have a shop that, like, I do a stall, so I have to take all my stock. But that noise you can hear is Georgie digging in his empty water bowl. He doesn't like it when it's empty. All right, you guys, have a fantastic day. I will chat to you on Facebook, Instagram, and maybe even the occasional quickie here on YouTube. So follow me on all the socials and you'll get to see what's going on. So I will catch you all later. I will drive safe, I promise. And I will see you all next time. Bye.